Hello, this is Pastor Matthew Woods from Grace Lutheran Church in New Albany, Indiana, and happy Memorial Day to all of you. Today's devotion is for Memorial Day, May 31st, 2021. And today we've titled our time together, Remember. Years ago when Trish and I were newly engaged, we got to visit a very special memorial that had come to town in Effingham, Illinois. It was the traveling Vietnam Wall, Memorial Wall, had come to Effingham. Today it's referred to as the Wall That Heals. It is a 3/4 scale replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. The replica is 375 feet long and stands 7.5 feet tall in the middle at its tallest point. The replica is constructed of avonite, a synthetic granite, and it has 140 numbered panels which are supported by an aluminum frame. Machine engraving of more than 58,000 names, of course, along with some modern LED and some stuff that they have today they didn't have back then, provide a readability of the wall both day and night. So you can go visit it at any time. Back when we did it, they had spotlights on the wall. As on the wall, the names of the wall that heals, they're listed by day of casualty, meaning at the beginning of the wall, in the middle of the wall rather, on the right side you have the panel, and the names go from the inside out and then come back around to the other side and come back to the middle, so that the beginning and end are at the middle of those who were lost. The traveling wall was new when we saw it, fairly new, and had made its first appearance to Effingham, Illinois, when we were able to visit it. It arrived with all kinds of great fanfare and solemnity. Many went to see it and appreciated its visit, and I can remember, Tricia and I both can remember being very moved as some of those veterans that survived the war visited that wall, and to watch and meet them was to be a very privileged thing. Back here at Grace Lutheran, every Memorial Day, we remember our 5 former members who gave the fullest measure to their country, 2 of which have their names on this memorial wall, and that's why I speak about it today. The first of those was Donald Kidd. He served in the Army and gave his life in Vietnam at Gia Dinh on March 14th, 1968. You will find his name on panel 44E, line 47. Another one is Sergeant Walter Edward Llewellyn, who also served in the Army and gave the fullest measure to his country on February 18th, 1971. You'll find his name on line 5W, line 117. Now, I never met those 2 men. They lost their lives more than 50 years ago. To all who served in our armed forces, first of all, let me say thank you. Thank you for your service, and thank you for what you've done. Thank you also to those families who remember these fellas and others like them, because it's not just a loss to the country, a loss to us, but especially it is a loss to those families who have sacrificed and lost those loved ones in battle. So today we do our best to honor them and to lift those names up in memorial. Today I think it is a good day to remember those things, and good to remember that their sacrifice also defends our freedom. And I'm talking about, of course, freedoms for our country, its people, and its way of life. But today I'm also talking about something eternal, someone else who fought. And it is good to remember that he gave his life only to take it up again for those like Mr. Kidd and Llewellyn. Consider what I mean from John chapter 10 when Jesus talks about himself as the Good Shepherd. Verse 14 says, and Jesus is talking, I am the Good Shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. As the Father knows me, and I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. I have other sheep that are not of this pen, I must bring them also. They too listen to my voice, and there shall be one flock and one shepherd. The reason my Father loves me is that I lay down my life to take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down of my own accord. I have authority to lay it down and the authority to take it up again. This command I received from my Father. Now, every soldier goes to war conscious of what they're about to face. The possibility of losing one's own life is part of the process. It's a possibility, but not something we hope for if we're going to battle. Jesus goes to war against sin by deliberately laying down his life as a sacrifice. Yet Jesus does this so that, not so that his name is on a wall or even on a cross, but to put his name on our hearts, that we might have something that is eternal, not just some memorial somewhere. He lays down his life in order to take it up again. Now, nothing in this world could take the life of Jesus. Jesus has the authority to lay it down and has the authority to take it up again. And Jesus laid down his life on purpose so that Donald Kidd and Edward Llewellyn have more than just their names on a wall, that they would be remembered by the Lord Almighty and have a share in Jesus' resurrection. That's a battle they couldn't fight. And it's a battle Jesus won on their behalf and our behalf, for that matter. Jesus fought, he died, and rose again in the greatest battle that the earth has ever known, and he won. That'll end all wars, believe me. At the end, there will be no other when he has his way. This was Jesus' whole purpose in coming to the world in the flesh, to give his life so that you and I would have life, so that you and I would be set free from our sin. For us, Jesus is more than just a memorial, but our hope. Good Friday was a day of sadness and death. Easter is a day of victory. And by the way, isn't it interesting how faith is referred to as a battle in Scripture? I mean, Ephesians 6, for instance, one we're very familiar with, tells us that we should that there are battles not against flesh and blood, but against the spiritual forces of this world, and to put on the full armor of God. Ephesians 5 tells us that our flesh is at war with the Spirit of God because of sin. And of course, we know Romans 7, Paul describes the war within himself because of his sin. The good I want to do, I don't do. The stuff I don't want to do, that's what I keep doing. But it is sin living in me that does it. And let us not underestimate the battle of the cross. The cross was violent and it was brutal. And make no mistake, the religious leaders treated Jesus as an enemy that needed to be killed. Life in Jesus is not a memorial weekend on the lake, but a violent and bitter battle with sin. Jesus played for keeps and he won for us. I keep repeating that because it's important that we remember that more than anything on this Memorial Day. The goal today is to see our names written in the Lamb's Book of Life, mentioned in Revelations 20, for example. It's a book describing the fallen, not the fallen, rather, but a family album that has every name within that countless multitude that is described in Revelation 7. It is the family of God that is written in those pages. Those names, the names of the living, is what's written there. Believers who have been raised with Jesus. These are those who have conquered the world in and through Jesus. So today, it's Memorial Day, and we remember those who have given their ultimate sacrifice for our country. So let us remember our friends who have fallen in the line of duty defending our country. And let us remember that Jesus, especially, has overcome the world and its fallen nature, that he has given us a reason to hope that we are celebrating something living and active. And now, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord look upon you with his favor and forever and always give you his peace. I'm Pastor Woods. Thanks for being with us today, and God bless your Memorial Day. Take care. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.